Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. P with Mr. P Explores, and we have trekked ourselves up to Detroit, Michigan on this beautiful May day to check out an abandoned zoo in the Detroit River, the Belle Island Children's Zoo, right here in Detroit, Michigan. This zoo was originally built in the 1890s, 1895, I believe, and it was the premier park. It was in Belle Island State Park, which was designed by a gentleman by the name of Olmsted, who created parks all over the country, and it was a destination for a long time until about 1947, when they decided to build a new Detroit zoo closer into the city. That zoo became the main destination, but Belle Isle became the children's zoo, and it stayed that way until 2002, when the city decided it couldn't afford to pay for a zoo any longer, and they closed it. So where we're at right now is actually the boardwalk that goes over the entire zoo. As you can see, it's falling apart. We're going to take a walk through here and show you some of the cool sights of what's left of the zoo. The enclosures are all still here. There's a giant visitors area that looks really cool, African-style buildings and everything. So come along with us. We'll show you what's left of the Belle Isle Zoo, and you can marvel at what happens to a city zoo when it's left to be abandoned to its own defenses. So come along and let's see what's here. As you can see out here, these old animal exhibits. There would have been animals down in these enclosures at one point in time. All now abandoned. Hopefully the animals found a good home. I'm assuming they were put in other zoos. The Detroit Zoo probably took some. That is still an operational zoo. There is a nature zoo here on Belle Isle. It's much smaller than this. That does have some animals on it, but nothing quite as crazy as this. As you can see here, a lot of this walkway is falling apart, so we gotta be very careful where we walk. But what's cool about this is entirely on an island right in the middle of the Detroit River. The Detroit River connects Lake Erie and Lake St. Clair. So you can imagine at one point throngs of families walking here. The concrete structure we're on right now is actually one of the areas where they would have taken care of the animals. We're actually walking on top of that building. Underneath, which we'll go through later, you'll see the areas where they would have taken care of veterinarians, that kind of thing. And as you can see, this is all bowing in, all collapsing. This might have been monkeys at one point, I don't know. You can kind of have the curved in fences. No way to really know. We'll see if we can do some research for you guys, see what's out here. It almost looks like jungle ruins, which is kind of the cool thing. It's one of the reasons why we wanted to come out here in the first place, was to see this place. You don't see an abandoned zoo every day. Down here we've got a little bit of a stream. Comes off of the Detroit River, comes right through the park. This could have been zebras, giraffes, who knows, this whole big open area here. And coming up here on our center is the visitor center. This place is amazing. It had bathrooms, what looks to be a gift shop, maybe a restaurant where you could have eaten at one point. So imagine moms and kids with their strollers coming through here on a sunny summer day. It's a pretty cool place. It's too bad they couldn't have saved it. Any other city in America probably would have made the attempt, but Detroit got hit so hard in the 2008 crash that it just couldn't do it. Hit harder than most every single city I know of. Even Cleveland, where I'm from, got hit hard, but not this hard. So as you can see, this kind of domes up. Might have been banners hanging here at one point, no way to know. This wood is definitely starting to go. You can tell it was probably treated wood at one point, but even that has a half-life. course, it wouldn't be an abandoned building in Detroit without some cool graffiti. The eyeball up there is kind of one of my favorites. And that garbage can kind of speaks volumes for the situation. So here's what I assume was a gift shop at one point, maybe? Gift shop, maybe a place to get food. I can see possible picnic tables set up here. Probably some bored college kid working here in the summer, ringing up people for cheap plastic souvenirs, that kind of thing. Digging that skull. And as you can see, that walkway went all the way around the park to come back over here. Alright, we've kind of come in the back way here, guys. We are actually by the entrance to the old zoo. And we are in the ticket area here. I gotta be kind of quiet because there's people everywhere here today. And right on the other side of these ticket booths is the street. There's picnic areas, tennis courts. People are all around here today. So over here would be the exits. Like I said, people are everywhere. So here you go. This would have been the gift shop, maybe. Grab something plastic and breakable on the way out. Get a map or something. Kind of a cool circular situation. And this probably would have been some kind of fast food or food. You can kind of see in there wiring that might have gone to fryers, ovens, that kind of thing. Give me some food. Alright, let's go inside and check it out. So this is probably front offices, that kind of thing. Employee bathroom. And into what was once the food area. You can see the countertops here where the registers would have been. Back here would have been pop machines, that kind of thing. And if you look, we've got an old exhaust hood. And that probably means exactly people came in and out for the day. Could have been a time clock there for all we know. And here's our gift shop. Sorry folks, shop's closed. And we got some fans of the torque here. Anyway, we're going to head back out and show you the rest of the entry area, and we're going to head back to the section we first started off with. It's not a very big place. So out this way would have been some kind of exhibit, maybe birds of some kind at the entrance. What's bizarre is there's still hay bales here for some reason. Who knows why? This place was probably once a beautiful zoo, but not any longer. This was obviously some kind of exhibit at one point. Maybe reptiles, something of that nature. You can still see the openings where the tanks would have been. Old fence posts of some kind left here. Treacherous as hell. bathrooms. Not looking too slick anymore. I have no idea what this vehicle is. Some kind of spreader, maybe? This place has a very African motif to it, which I like. It's a cool aesthetic. Some kind of cages here for animals at one point. Maybe a petting zoo here, who knows? And some kind of barn structure. Really that exciting. And some kind of exhibit house or area for animals. Zookeeper area, perhaps. Chains for something here. At one point, something was chained up. Once been a fountain of some kind here. Possibly a bird enclosure. Heading back towards the main enclosure we saw earlier in the video. It's getting a little tense here because there's more and more people coming into the aisle. It's crazy. You can imagine people sitting here enjoying the animals, looking out over the exhibits, these old busted up benches. This portion of the boardwalk is all wrecked up. Creepers everywhere, boards missing. But once upon a time, there were animals in here. This place saw thousands of people come through it. midsummer, this will be completely covered in vines. I would take a little bit back more every year. Here we've got some giant concrete areas here, which might have been hippos or seals, some kind of aquatic exhibit. Both sides. Who only knows? Well, we got wildlife in there now, but not the kind they had back in the day. I gotta say, I'm quite surprised we haven't run into anybody else here exploring. I know this is a hot spot. People come to Detroit to see this place, but I haven't seen anybody. We have not encountered a single person here inside the zoo, and I want to keep it that way. Because you never know in Detroit who might pop up. But so far so good. And we're coming back upon our main exhibit area here. You can see the facade there. There's the other side of the boardwalk over by the street, which we're going to avoid. And this is where things get a little rough. A lot of boards missing here. Amazingly, the wood has kept up very well. This must have been super treated wood, because this stuff's not going anywhere. Knock on wood. Pardon the pun. So we've basically come in one big circle. There's one last place to take you through, and that's the old veterinarian's area here underneath on the other side of the river. So we're going to take you over there and let's check it out. Not a lot left there, but it's still kind of cool to see where they might have treated lions and larger animals. Kind of funny about these the stairway here is, to get up here we actually had to scramble up this makeshift janky setup with old wood and cinder blocks, and what did we know, there was an actual stairway here. We just climb right up. Go figure. Part of the joys of urbex. Sometimes you put all this work and effort in and the front door's wide open. Here we are underneath the boardwalk. Back where we started from. So all of this underneath here. It's kind of crazy here, is as we're walking back towards the place we came in at, we're here in an exhibit. There could have been any kind of animals right here right now. Lions, tigers, bears, you know the drill. But who knows? But once upon a time, where we're standing would have been off limits to anybody but the animals. People would have been up top there watching us. Again, some kind of animal enclosure. This roadway we're on probably at one point was access for the zookeepers. Okay, last but not least, we're going to head into the veterinarian's area, or so I think it is, where animals would have been taken care of. All these areas in here. We're talking cages on the windows, cages on the, this is all caged in, so I'm assuming they had some of the big animals in here, tigers, bears, that kind of thing, large animals, African cats. Things you didn't want to have get loose. see these like table areas here where animals are probably placed, tranquilized, that kind of thing. Maybe they do operations here, I have no idea. You've got this big refrigerator here, so I'm gonna assume that maybe this is where animal medication, that kind of thing, tranquilizers, that kind of thing were kept in these. Obviously now it's all trashed. Thanks to the local crews, they destroyed the whole place. It looks like another possible refrigeration unit or something like that. So there we have it. So ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap it up here at Belle Island Zoo as we walk under the boardwalk we were underneath just earlier. So hopefully you enjoyed the tour. If you did, by all means, give us a like, follow us on our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, share us on Facebook, tell your friends about us, and keep on watching for more adventures. And until then, this is Mr. P saying, as always, keep on exploring no matter where you go, and document everything. Here from Belle Isle, Michigan, Mr. P signing out.